Hello, and a very warm welcome to my channel. This video, we update the latest news. Palace insiders fear Meghan and Harry will use tell-all biography to settle scores. They will bite the royal family back. A biography of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, dubbed by Palace insiders The Gospel According to Harry and Meghan, is set to plunge relations with the royal family to a new low. Sources believe the resentful couple will use the book's extracts, from which will be seen for the first time this weekend, to settle scores. Finding Freedom has been written by royal watchers Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand, described as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex cheerleaders. The author's boast, the book published next month, has been written with the participation of those closest to the couple. There have been reports that Harry and Meghan have spoken to the authors personally, although this has not been confirmed. Intriguingly, sources have told the Mail that Harry and Meghan had initially been worried when they heard about plans for the biography and ordered their staff to speak to the authors to find out what was going to be in it. A number of meetings and dinners were subsequently held, it is believed, when they realized that it was likely to be quite the hagiography anyway. It seems the Sussexes decided to kill it with kindness, one insider said. Sources have told the Mail that the biography will lay bare the pressure cooker of anger and resentment the couple felt as working royals. Harry and Meghan claim they were spectacularly unsupported by what they have described as the institution of the monarchy, and it is expected that senior staff will be in their firing line. Regardless of the truth, it will make headlines worldwide and give a fulsome airing to the Sussexes. Long list of grievances, yet again, one well-placed figure said. Another source told the Mail that they have been warned to expect a revisionist version of events concerning their engagement, marriage, and a brief spell as working royals. It's going to be the gospel according to Meghan and Harry, so to speak, they said. Everything that has happened in terms of Megxit will be seen through the prism of their take-on events. What's unlikely to reveal, however, is how it subsequently emerged that Harry and Meghan had been quietly plotting their exit from the royal family for at least 9 months before they finally announced their decision to quit in January this year. That hurt a lot of people who had bent over backwards to protect them. Members of the couple's circle say that Harry, while loyal to Meghan, was very torn about how to resolve the situation. But Meghan was extremely vocal about how unhappy she was, and Harry, who had always hated the media and the so-called men in gray suits at the palace, eventually saw this as a way out too, they said. The Mail understands that Buckingham Palace fears the book will destroy any hope of Harry and Meghan repairing their relationships with the rest of the royal family. Sources said the Sussexes are still somewhat shell-shocked about recent events. Truthfully, they didn't think things would end up the way they did, said one, but they are stubborn and have firmly convinced themselves that they have done the right thing, regardless of the consequences. If this article is true, when it shows how little they respect our people and our country at a time when all the world's people need uplifting, not petty, narrow-minded, childish bile, if it disrespects our country, way of life, and our lovely queen and her family, then they must lose all royal titles and entitlement everywhere. If it is as is suggested, anything less would be unacceptable. There have been a lot of mixed opinions to discuss this issue, but obviously, Meghan and Harry are both targets for attack. An anonymous user said, "I don't think the royal family has anything to fear, as whatever these pair say will not be believed. They're both well known for playing victims and bending the truth. I still think it's a hilarious title for their book, considering Meghan Markle was only in the royal family for 5 minutes and spent most of that time on holiday." Another explains, "I think it will backfire spectacularly. They'll get some attention and money, but in the end, people will just not care about a privileged man-child and his grifter wife who want to live off taxpayers' money. There's this thing called a pandemic going on, and whilst it may provide a distraction for a while, sympathy is going to be very short to these two." Another user added, "In all likelihood, so far in Prince Harry's 35 years on this earth, the single worst thing he has ever done is marry Meghan Markle. This narcissistic, fame-hungry, and opportunistic grifter has him right where she wants him and has taken him away from his roots, his birthright, and the family he must have at one time truly loved and respected. I used to feel rather sorry for Harry, but no longer. He made his choice, so he can deal with it, no matter the consequences. They deserve each other." However, a loyal fan got angry and said, "Settle scores against whom exactly? As far as one can tell, Meghan Markle has always had this plan from the very first time she met Harry, while pretending not to have known who he was. If not, why did she keep her lawyers, her agent, etc.? If she had been sincere, she wouldn't have kept all those people on the payroll." Harry was led into a very clever trap. Glad that William tried to warn Harry, but the very spoiled man-child Harry didn't want to listen. More him the fool. Now he's trapped. He is totally out of his debt. And unfortunately, it's his own fault. They want to make big bucks, but it doesn't seem to happen, which is logical, because what could they speak about that would be worth $1 million? Harry has been screwed over by a very clever woman, one who has only used men, and when she was done with them, dropped them like a hot potato. As I said in the previous videos, Finding Freedom, the name of their book, is so offensive, so tone-deaf to the average person who is struggling to pay their bills, especially now. What are they free of? All the financial concerns the average person must deal with. A beautiful, privileged life. What were they expected to do in return? Perform their duties as senior royals. It was their job. Shouldn't have been too much to ask. Now they are here in America, trying to establish themselves as activists and philanthropists. I was charmed initially by their romance. Now I just think that they are spoiled, entitled, privileged freeloaders. The Queen, Prince Philip, Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate have all gone through the same and come out as shining examples of how monarchy should behave. Somewhere along the line, Meghan came along and thought she should be treated differently when they did not roll over the way she thought. I'm off and they would come running after them. She forgets that she is a minor royal who is not needed. So Harry has now to suffer the same fate. She has him by the short and curlies, so to speak, and she won't let her cash cow go. Not a very nice way to be, but class and upbringing, let's face it, have not been on her side. Meanwhile, let's hope the Queen completely settles the score then, and strips them of all titles and demands, repayment, and of Frogmore Cottage and the extravagant wedding expenditure immediately. This will completely fracture Harry from his family for good, which is probably just what Meghan wants. Narcissists must have full control. This will certainly put an end to any hopes Meghan Markle has of her future. The sooner the Queen strips them of their remaining titles, she has to put the royal family and the British people she serves before her much-loved grandson. We continue with another news. Kate Middleton stuns in summer whites for surprising new appearance with Prince William. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have released new photos from a visit that took place earlier in July as part of their work with the Royal Foundation. As the couple announced that the organization has granted nearly £1.8 million to support the frontline community and the nation's mental health, the new snaps show William and Kate meeting with frontline workers and mental health counselors, with the Duchess looking elegant in a crisp shirt dress for the occasion. Kate's beautiful dress was perfect for the warmer weather the UK has been experiencing, falling just at knee length with a pretty blue dot print. She teamed it with a pretty gold bangle, her Missoma hoop earrings, and with her hair in her usual soft waves. The Duke and Duchess spoke to 4 representatives from organizations that will benefit from the fund, including 2 emergency responders and 2 mental health counselors. They heard about the challenges facing organizations and how mental health support will be needed both for those working on the front line and those delivering vital support to the nation. Kate said, "Over recent months, we have all been in awe of the incredible work that the frontline staff and emergency responders have been doing in response to COVID-19. But we know that for many of them, their families, and for thousands of others across the UK, the pandemic will have a lasting impact on their mental health." Prince William added, "It's great to hear how the Royal Foundation is supporting you and many others to build resilience and give you the networks you need through its COVID-19 response fund, which will help 10 leading charities continue their crucial work." My news today has ended. How do you feel about it? Please tell me in the comment section and we'll discuss them together. Remember to like and share my video for anyone you think also loved it. And subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to not miss any news by our team. Now, have a nice day and see you in the next videos. Bye.